You brought coffee. I'm like, this is a first.
Yeah.
I've done like 300 panels, first coffee. I'm so enchanted right now.
Thank you. Hello. Thank you very much. That was very nice. Woo! Oh my God. Well, this has just been a heck of a good time here in Orlando, Florida. I haven't been here in many years. And I've been reminded by the last time I was here by some pictures that people brought around. I look much younger and handsomer. Exciting to see.
Is that not Florida? And we're like, well, time's passing.
Yes. It's usually the mirror that reminds me, but it was nice for Florida. Let me in on a little secret.
In States, you're like, hello.
Yeah. Yes. So it's been a great time. I've met a lot of great people, and I just say a thing real quick. It's cool to meet people for cons. One of the best things about cons for me is that this is a formalized place to actually meet fans. There's really no other place to do it. You meet people sometimes when you go to opening night of something, but those are nights of work where you're actually working, and there's like just a few people that are behind, some stanchions or something, and you can like sign just a few things, and those are just the lucky few who got there, or they are professional, autograph getters, and they have like a stack of pictures that big, and you sign one, and they go, "Could you sign mine?" Didn't I just? And then it's great. So you don't actually get to meet real people, and so this has been really great. I took 3 years off of cons because of the pandy, and finally back, and it's just been cool to meet people who know the old stuff that I've done, and people who just found Firefly. Just like a couple years ago, like that's what they were doing with their pandy. Well, I'll watch it. Finally, get off my back. I'll watch the thing. And so that's great. And then also Resident Alien. We do that show, and it kind of fell in with all of that, and the pandemic would roll out in a weird way. So it's nice to meet people and meet people who've seen it, make their own merch, because sci-fi doesn't do that so well. They're not great, but they've just started actually. They have 2 coffee mugs.
That's thematic.
Yeah, this is part of this, just to remind you that you can get a coffee mug that says, "This is some bullshit." Bitch.
Also, let the record show, my first question was, you're a staple of con culture. What's your favorite part about it? So we're ahead of the curve. You answered my first question, silence.
Sweet Jesus, this is too much.
I walked out very alarmed, and here we are for an hour.
I'm like standing up and showing everyone else what I'm looking at in the front row. You better be good.
One misplaced question. That knife is going to be a real discovery.
Okay. Also, I want to say that when we get to the point where people are asking questions, whenever that is, maybe I should wait for that.
Okay.
There's
a reason for the Sharpie question.
Yes.
There was a tease at the top.
And thank you for the Sharpie. There's a bag of stuff. You don't get the bag, but there's stuff in the. No, this was given to me from someone. Isn't that cool? But the stuff inside I brought from home, and it's either something good or some just crap that I'll sign and make it just a little better, but not much can save some of this stuff. So if you ask a question, you get a piece of crap.
Didn't want to check 2 bags. I get it.
Okay.
So I can do an hour on A Knight's Tale, but I know there's some Firefly fans in the audience. Well, there will be some heads-up questions. But before we get there, you are part of one of my favorite animated properties of all time. I think Harley Quinn is I truly, I talk about comics for a living. It's my whole job, and I love this show so much because it's the tone I think I never thought I'd see Batman in.
Yeah, right?
It's so unique.
Yeah, he's it's the whole show. It's on Max now.
Yeah, that's a X and Max and other edgy things we use.
There's all these, yeah, the people who are in charge of things are becoming
Like
less and
so
less
well.
artists, farther and farther away from art. Max. So they're on Max. We're maximizing our talent and fun on Max. Yes, Harley Quinn. I play the Joker, and I also play J-Face.
I'm glad I like Clayface because this jilted thespian approach to Clayface is such a genius move. How did you develop it, and what was the idea and conversation? Like, was there kickback? How did this guy come to be?
Well, the guys who created it were the same guys who made Powerless, which was a short-lived TV show. That people have seen. It was odd. It was an odd superhero show. I played Van Wayne, I think. I was Bruce Wayne's cousin. Just an idiot. And but it was in a world of superheroes, and but they went from that, and then they made this right after. And so they called me and said, "Do you want to play it?" And in the script, they're breaking in somewhere, and they're like, "Hey, Clayface, you can change it to anything. Change it to a mailman and get entry. You know, or just I just had to create a diversion. You know, be a mailman." And I'm like, "Yes, yes, yes. So what kind of mailman? What's his backstory?" It's just a mailman. Daddy didn't love me. Daddy was a mailman. I understand. The one package that was never delivered was love. Pretty apparent right there who he was. And the original Clayface, which is a real character in DC Comics, was a former actor who I think has some kind of accident. And he can turn into things, and he's a good actor. He uses his acting skills. But my guy has no skills. He's just always very insane again. Acting.
He's a scene stealer in a show of scene stealers. It's a really incredible ensemble.
Yeah, it's a fun show.
And then over to the Joker, who you also play over there.
Yeah.
You're following a murderer's row of talent. Like the Joker is a season. It's like Hamlet. Like it's such a role. What did you decide to make yours different? I love the writing wise. He's like a family man at times,
Right.
doing different things. But what were your mental goals to establish yours as a different Joker?
Vocally, I was like, well, he fell into a bath of acid. So, like, if I have, spicy Mexican food at night, I get a little acid reflux, and it really affects my voice. So I was like, well, what would it be if I just had a whole vat of acid? Then it became that
Mexican food, the Mexican food. I never thought that would be the Joker's origin. I love this. So speaking of Mexican food, you have an amazing cameo in Deadpool 2 that I adore.
Isn't that crazy?
I love that cameo, and I don't know how often you get asked about Deadpool 2. So I wonder how that came together. What was the backstory for Hick number 2?
I feel like somebody saw Tucker and Dale. It was going to be myself and Tyler Labine being Hick 1 and Hick 2. But, yeah. But they're like, or instead of Tyler Labine, we could do Matt Damon. And put him in like a big costume, he was heavy, and he didn't look like him at all. He came into the makeup trailer that day, and he's like, "Hey man, how's it going?" And it was all Matt Damon voice, and just not Matt Damon. Except Matt Damon. It's like, oh wow, I'm meeting Matt Damon. You look bad. Not good. And yeah,
He's like the king of cameos. That Euro trip, like when he pops up, it's so alarming.
Yeah,
Matt
right.
Damon can just disappear.
Yeah, right. Yeah, yeah, that is weird.
So I want to kick it over to A Knight's Tale because this typically. A Knight's Tale is my favorite movie that people are just now cheering for. Like I feel like for years I was like, I love A Knight's Tale, and everyone would be like, really? All right. And it's so special, the anachronisms, the style, the tone, the choice. It's such a unique film to itself. What was it like working on a set that people were in night outfits, but also Thin Lizzy was playing?
Wow, that whole thing was nutty. I mean, it was fun. We were in the Czech Republic in 2000, and the Czech Republic in 2000 was pretty rough around the edges. It was people could get mugged, and people did get mugged. People got attacked in the streets. I mean, I was attempted mugged with Mark Addy, who played Roland, and they didn't get our money. But there was a bunch of women. It was anyway. Only one attacked him, and like 7 attacked me. It's not as cool as it sounds. 7 women just grabbing at me. No, they're grabbing at your. Anyway, it was a wild time. We played medieval in the daytime, and then at night we were living in a medieval city, and we'd all go out together and be at bars, and if there was trouble, we'd all stand up at once, and it was like we were still in character. There were fights. One fight. Yeah, anyway. It was a crazy 5 months. 5 months, 2 weeks, 2 days. I remember it was that long because there's a Louis Prima song that's 5 months, 2 weeks, 2 days. Okay, it's perfect. That was the perfect amount of time. Can I go home now? But we made, friends. We were all pretty young. Heath was 20 when we started. He turned 21 while we were there. Yeah, it was great.
Lots of bonging.
There was lots of bonging. There was actual bonging. There was fine, loads of fine.
I also wonder with that kind of ensemble, I know I've talked to Rufus Sewell a few times about the film, and he said that he and Heath really wanted David Bowie in there, and they lobbied for that.
Oh yeah,
that was something that he wanted to bring, was like the golden years, and they talked about it. Was
yes.
that something you wanted to bring specifically to Water? Any stories?
Yes. So the song where Golden Years plays in the movie, if you've seen it, is when Heath and Shannon Tossman are dancing. William and Princess somebody. Jocelyn. Gosselin. Ryan Gosselin. Love Barbie. This is when they dance, and then it became Golden Years, which was such a better song than what they had, which was Casey and the Sunshine Band. Get Down Tonight. Yeah. And they had to convince Brian was not on booze. I hear this song, it's Get Down Tonight. And the other song was, the words were saying what it was about. It was Golden Years. And there's a scene where after William gets hit by a bunch of jousty sticks, and
they're nonsense
because the princess is called a
I quoted the film itself.
So Keith decides he's not going to play because Jocelyn said, if you do truly love me, you won't compete. And so he doesn't this scene, and he gets hit by all of these lances. And then he's sore, and she comes to his room later that night, and they hook up. And I thought in that moment, and in the movie, the only thing that plays there is this lame kind of like lute music. It's just like medieval bling bling bling, and it's out of power. The rest of the music is different. And so I had suggested Kenny Rogers, Lady. The first lines are, Lady, I'm a knight in shining armor, and I love you. Come on, it would have been funny.
Yes.
I got no traction, and it didn't happen.
That's perfect. I'm slowly through my interviews assembling a new cut of the film. I asked you how it came together.
Kenny Rogers is not in the same sort of vein of rock and roll, but he was of the same era, so that was. What are you gonna do?
Over to comics, and this is the comic crowd.
Right.
Comics? It's usually the biggest cheers in the Senate Knight's Tale, and I'm not mad at it. You've played everyone from Superman to Green Arrow, a lot of comic characters. Are you a comic fan? Is there anyone else you'd like to play?
I don't read comics. Okay. I'll read comics if I have to play a thing, I read them. But I don't like waiting. And I have a crappy memory, so that I can't. Oh, what was this again? again. I love this, but who are you and why do I care? So I got involved. Is there any kind of, I don't have that. I don't have that thing where I'm like, one day I will play.
You've been Comics Hamlet already. The Joker's done. You've been Comics Hamlet already.
Yeah, exactly. I am doing Creature Commandos with which James Gunn wrote. It's going to be the first thing that DC does with him at the helm, and it's animated. And I am Dr. Phosphorus. Thank you. I wasn't about to say fluorescent. Jocelyn Phosphorus.
Alright,
Jocelyn Phosphorus, and he's so cool. And the whole thing, but like, this is Creature Commandos. I look at the one sheet, and it's like, Frankenstein's in there, and some chick with her, she's got a fish head, she's got water on her head. I'm like, where do all of these, weasel, like, why how do they fit together? This looks bad, maybe. And I'm like a guy who looks a lot like Ghost Rider, but it's not. It's Dr. Phosphorus. He's DC, a whole different thing. And it's the best thing I've read. It is so good. It is, that's what James does really well, is where he brings people together. Like Guardians of the Galaxy, where you're like, hell, who are all these people? And then they're just the best group. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to people seeing that.
I feel like he's mastered found family. I'm really excited to do that found family together. I got one more question. I'll ask mine. Please line up for fan questions. Microphones there and there. But I got to know, just from an acting standpoint, you're so good at comedy and so good at drama. So whether it's like Pretend to Yuma versus something like Dale, is there something that you feel more like, when you're finished, does it feel like part of the balanced breakfast to do both? Do you feel like you need to have outlets in drama and then comedy to balance you?
No. I think like comedy, I really care about comedy. Like when we Resident Alien, I care a little too much. Like there are things that the edit's a little off, or I did my delivery wrong, or I thought of a better line later. Those things will just be like, hard to watch forever for me. Like it means something. Drama, I'm like, drama's just life, but comedy is
Escape.
it's escape, yeah, but it's also it's a craft. There's something, there's some like what makes people laugh, I feel like what makes people sad is a little bit more universal, and what's humorous to get a lot of people laughing, it has to really be funny, and I don't know, I just really care about comedy. It's something. It's how it started. It's probably how it started.
It's so subjective. I love that.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to start on the left side.
Hi, my name is Van, and I really enjoyed your show, Con Man.
Oh,
And I was wondering if you are considering writing anything else in the future, and also I'd like something good from the bag, please.
I am going to write more in the future. Thank you. Con Man was a show that we made. Nathan Fillion produced with me. It was great. It's about the con world. And for anybody who's seen it, I feel like I need to clear this up for people, because that was the first thing I ever wrote, and I wasn't great at a lot of things. If I could go back and change things, I'd change a lot. But I wasn't. So the character, it was reflecting of somebody I had met at cons, which was like Alan Rickman's character in Galaxy Quest.
Oh, yeah.
Just like, I could have been something. Look what I am. And there were a few of those people that I would run into, especially early, a long time ago. Those people, I don't see them as much anymore. They've sort of like been pushed out because they were annoying. And so my character was that. He was somebody who wanted to be famous, and if he bothered to notice, he was. But he didn't notice. That was his tragedy, and that was going to be his journey. And but I used a lot of stuff from my life. And Nathan and I were on a spaceship show that was canceled too soon, like a lot of stuff.
Yes.
People were like, so you hate us? What's happening? And if I had to rewrite it again, in the first episode, I would have somebody come up to me with that saying, you know you're missing the point of your whole life, right? I had a little moment with Felicia Day's character, who was here, where she goes, I've been working, don't worry, I've been working. She's my assistant, and she dresses like me, perfectly like me every day. So she could be a decoy in case too many fans come. But she's got this whole idea. I'm like, none of that's going to happen. Good God. And she's like, don't worry. And then at the end of the episode, she does actually need to draw some fans away because I've pissed everybody off for being an asshole. And she's like, don't worry, I got this. I've been practicing my impression of you. Hey, look at me, his name was Ray Nearly. Hey, I'm Ray Nearly. I'm an alcoholic. I got problems. I hate myself. She just lays it all out there. And I'll go, that's him, get him. Chase after him, but it wasn't as, like, you know, I could have laid it out there a little bit better. But thank you, I am writing something, and thank you. Oh boy, here, you know what, this is the big thing that is just annoying me. Is my luggage. I don't know why I have this. It's me, it's on plexiglass.
Where can we get one of those?
Give me a little mustache. And I'm going to sign the back because I'm wearing a dark suit. You'll be able to see that. There you go. Where's these crack,
The bar is set in plexiglass, Alan.
Can't beat that.
Hi, my name's Trevor. Wanted to thank you first of all for coming down out to your first MegaCon, or your first con in several years. We appreciate you coming down. This career is yours. It's so amazing. Have you ever had a character that when you read it, it was so true to who you were that it was easy to act? It didn't take any work?
Hey, yeah. I eat rocks in my real life, and then I start to eat them again. So true. Yes, it just helps. Really, Wash was the closest that. There was one episode where they were like, well, we can, get him in here and corral him, and then we can shoot him from here. Or what if we surprise him when we do this? And I was like, how about we run away? How's their killing? Can we not do the killing part? Let's just do that. And that's me. Let's just run away from that. That's a better idea. That's how I survived high school. So, and he was a smart ass, and that's kind of me. So that one, and he's had my voice and everything. So that's cool. Here you go. This is a toothbrush. It's you. That's some DNA. Please don't clone me. Don't clone me, bro.
Double 23andMe, it's about to happen. Right here.
Hello, my name is Emily. I am a certified Disney adult, and you have cemented yourself as a Disney legend over the past over a decade.
Thank you.
One of your most recent roles was Valentino in the movie Wish, which I love. Part of the comedy of him is he has a very unique voice that you wouldn't expect based on his animation. How did you find that voice for this character?
So they brought me in, and they don't. Oh man, it's different every time. Sometimes, like when the first one I did for them was King Candy, and they're like, hey, could you do Edwin? Which Edwin was a big Disney voice. He is a legend from Disney. And he sounds like this. He was in I love to laugh. He did that, and he did the thing in all of the tea, the Mad Hatter. And so they said, can you do that? So that was where we started there. But for a lot of them, they're just like, here's a picture. What do you got? They don't give it to you beforehand. They give it to you when you get there. And you're like, and then you just work with the lines, and it takes a few minutes, and then they're like, yeah, look at that. It's really like that fast. And this one, they told me he was a goat. And He said, he's a goat that talks. I'm like, oh, okay. Because in Disney could be either way. He actually both. But he was so cute. We were trying high stuff, and then I went, well, what if his voice is low? Let's try it. And we did the lines. And they're like, that's it. And I said, who knew my voice would be this low? And then they put it in the movie. That he gets the stuff on him from Star. So it was like that. Okay, this is I think this is formerly a flashcard for people learning to read. It says, Mac runs and runs. Hopefully you have a Mac. Just keeps running.
Hi, my name is Joseph, and it's always a pleasure to have you here at Comicon, Mr. Tudyk.
Thank you.
And my question for you is, what was your favorite part about being in 310 to Yuma?
Oh, that was cool. So that was a Western that we shot a while ago now. It had Russell Crowe, and it had Christian Bale, and it had Peter Fonda. I think getting to work with Peter Fonda, even though everybody was really cool, but Peter Fonda was just such a character, man. And he's currently dead. But what a life that guy lived. Like, I didn't have a sense of him because just sort of when I grew up, I missed when he was doing all his stuff. But he'd do stuff like, we'd be shooting, he's like, we're at 10,000 feet. What? Yeah, I didn't realize we were so high. How do you know we're at 10,000 feet? That plan. It only grows at 10,000 feet. Like the weirdest stuff. Hey, I'm gonna go get some coffee. You want a coffee? Coffee, or cafe, as it was originally pronounced. Like launch onto a thing that would take you for like an hour and a half, and you get done, and that's why I can't use my thumb. What? He's got songs that George Harrison wrote about him in the Beatles. Like, he's got, like, his life, where he lived, and all the stuff that he was part of was just wild. And then he'd just go off on weird, that I still smoked back then like an idiot, and they're smoking. He's like, only two to a match. You know why that is? I said, isn't that from trench warfare? He goes, that's right. 1, they see you. 2, they aim, and 3, you're dead. My dad was an actor. My sister was an actor. And I got fucked. Here's a pop. Yeah, no, I went to the pop store and they gave me a bunch of these. I'm like, I don't need anyway. It's the Joker from the Harley Quinn series.
Thank you, man. Right here.
Hi, my name is Skylar. So I was really excited when they announced Firefly Online in 2014, and then even more excited in 2015 when they announced that you guys had all signed on, and then basically nothing for the past decade. And I was curious if you had a chance to like see any material or record any new dialogue. Like, did you have anything you can touch on with that? Like,
oh, like a future or stuff from the past? There's nothing from the past. I think they've licked the beaters. There's nothing. They've scraped the bowl. There's nothing in there. We'd have to make something new. And I think, there was a Buffy. Somebody was talking to me. There's a Buffy thing that was made on Audible where they did some more stories, which would be cool. Just voices. I would love to see an animated something. A fan made an animated sort of proof of concept that like, I watched it, was like, yep, yep, that, we'll do that. It was like 2 months before we did the movie. So in that 2 months, Wash is still alive. So between the series and the movie, let's just stretch that 2 months. You never know that, we need Joss though. We need Joss. That's the thing. And we'll see how time goes with that. But I don't know how it's done any other way. It lives in his brain. It lives in his brain. He knows why it works. He knows how it works. It's just he knew more than anybody. And there's some great writers. There's a lot of people out there that could contribute and contributed in the first series. But I don't know. You can't do it without the man. Here you go. I have this. It is a it's a trash bag I stole from a hospital. It says danger.
Yes, biohazard.
It also says Pedigro. Infectious linen. There you go. Anything in there. Lasagna, whatever.
Things are escalating quickly. We go right here.
Hi, so nice to meet you again. It was great talking to you yesterday. I'm Chrissy.
Hello, Chrissy.
Hello. So of all of the amazing characters you play, because you're such a fantastic character actor and they're all so uniquely different, which one was the most challenging?
A movie called 42 about Jackie Robinson. I played a racist. And that was awful. That was awful.
You were actually talking to the guy ahead of me in line about that movie yesterday when I got your autograph.
Right, yeah. That was awful. So I played the guy Ben Chapman. Right, so Ben Chapman, real racist, totally racist. And he, during the game, when Jackie Robinson would play, because he was breaking the race barrier, Major League Baseball, he would just shout the worst racist obscenities at him, right there at home plate, while he was at bat to throw him off his game. And there were writers behind him, just like, okay, writing it all down, and they put it in the papers, like, he said this. And he, after the game, was like, yeah, I said that, yep, He was a really bad guy. Yeah, so what it did was it made me feel awful, and it put me in the worst mood. But Chadwick Boseman played, he played Jackie. He was fantastic, and like one of the first days I met him, he was like, "Hey man, I'm Chadwick, good to meet you. We're not going to talk, okay?" Yeah, I get that. But after this day, it was like a really hot day in the sun and deep south, he just gave me the biggest hug because it was awful. And yeah, so that one was the hardest. But here you go. That was a great question. That deserves a great. So I'm trying to find a good fabric for this couch. I'm not going to go with that one. I was in the running for a while. Fabric company.
Draw a swatch. A swatch.
Kobe fabrics, but it's not sturdy enough for a couch. I mean, it's obvious, right? It's linen. Okay.
That's right. Right here. That's fair.
Okay, so she kind of stole my question, so I'll just ask, can you give us some Shakespeare quotes as King Candy?
Shakespeare. Now is the winter of discontent. It's glorious. The summer by the son of York. And the clouds, they cloud over our houses.
we're going to try to do 2 or 3 more, just so you guys are aware.
Okay.
Right here.
Alright, you mentioned Nathan Fillion earlier, and you guys have a great romance kind of relationship. You seem to make appearances on each other's shows all the time. Do you have an agreement that anything the other one's in, you have to be in too?
We just are fond of one another that way. We were so lucky that he did the octopus on Resident Alien. So cool. 42? No, 72. 69? I don't know. That was the first season. We did this thing. It's just stretched out so many years. We've done 3 seasons and only 2 have shown over 5 years' time. Like Resident Alien is the weirdest timing. Sci-fi. They got mugs. Sci-fi. We got mugs. They're starting to sell VHS tapes of their show.
Cutting edge.
Yeah, they've got some audio vinyl you can buy. You just listen to the episodes and just imagine along with us. That's the level of technology they're at.
When this felt sci-fi, it was over for all of us.
Siffy.
Siffy, yeah.
So we actually had a wrap, so we're going to do one more question.
Here we go. This is a. Well, it was actually a book that I found in Amsterdam, and I pulled out. There was anyway, it's yours. Great.
So we're going to do one last question, but anyone that's in line that didn't get to, you guys can come to the front. I'm going to take a big group photo, and that way you guys are in the front as an apology for the line not working out for you. So we're going to go right here. Okay. Last question.
Hi, I'm a huge fan since Firefly first aired, so.
There you go.
But I actually have a question about Resident Alien. Your character is so strange, peculiar, and the characters don't really acknowledge the strangeness. So I'm wondering, what's your mindset when you're trying to
What's their mindset? Yeah.
What's your mindset?
He got weirder in season 2. Sorry. We had a big long break again. And then I went to the clown class right before I did season 2. And then season 2 he got a little more physical, a little more clowny. That's what happened. They acknowledge, they just sort of accept him, they just accept him. And we just go with the conceit that he's weird and they don't say anything, which is, a lot of, if you meet people who aren't normative behavior or whatever the terminology is for it, you rarely say anything. Although there could be scenes with the other characters where they're like, is anybody going to talk about how weird that guy is? Because they might not say it to his face, but they might say it to each other. I think that could be a scene. I think it should be a scene.
I'm describing Con Man right now.
Yeah.
I should do this thing. When can we fix it?
Yeah, so maybe we'll get a season 4, because it does not happen in season 3. No spoiler. That was a spoiler. That doesn't happen in season 3. But I do fall in love, which will be fun. And it's coming out on Valentine's Day, February 14th. And for those of you who can't find Sifi, like most of the world, it's going to be seasons 1 and 2 are coming onto Netflix also on February 14th. Go check it out there, and maybe it'll make a difference. This is a carafe of coffee that I stole from the hotel.